Welcome to Oregon Quilting. Today we are visiting a centennial quilt show in the town of Metzger, Oregon. Herman and Josephine Metzger donated land for a church, a school, the post office, a park, and the railroad right-of-way. The church began in 1910, and the school and post office started in 1912. And today we have not only the quilts, but we have several people that we will be speaking with, and they will be sharing their quilts. So thank you for joining us, and we hope you enjoy the program. Welcome to Oregon Quilting. We're here celebrating the Metzger Centennial with our quilt show, and I have with me Marisa. Welcome, Marisa.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here. And oh, the beautiful quilts. I could not get over that.
Well, thank you. And I was wondering about the other community activities here at the church.
One activity that we're actively involved is the backpack program, Feed America. We collect food here for the children and families across the street. We are hoping to expand that activity, but it's something we strongly believe in. We also have Metzger Park Apartments, which use this building. We have the 12-step groups, AA, NA, Cub Scouts, Daisy Scouts. We have the preschool, lots of activities. Metzger participated, Metzger Church, in the Metzger's Town 100-year celebration last year. It involved a special flag raising, speeches. We had the car show here. We had a wonderful parade that went to Metzger Park. There was food, lunch, free lunch, activities for children. And then the building was named after Patricia D. Whiting. She was an Oregon legislator from here, from Metzger.
Well, thank you.
And we also, community garden.
That's right.
I think all the plots are taken up. We also have members that participate in the Good Neighbor Center and the Senior Center. And I would like to take this opportunity to invite the viewers to come on Sunday and experience a very spiritual-filled worship service. Starts at 11 o'clock. Then we have fellowship around noon. And we provide refreshments, fellowship, coffee. The first Sunday of each month is Communion Sunday, and soups, rolls.
We have wonderful homemade soup.
And then the second Sunday is Birthday Sunday, and that is where we celebrate that month's birthdays. But it's a wonderful opportunity to come and celebrate. So thank you.
Welcome back to Oregon Quilting. I'm Elizabeth, and I have with me Glenda, and she's going to explain about her quilt.
Yes, this quilt is a kaleidoscope one made by my husband's aunt as a wedding gift.
And she brought it to share for our centennial quilt celebration today. Thank you, Glenda.
You're welcome.
Well, welcome, Marilyn. Would you like to tell us about this quilt?
Yes, this is a very special quilt. Our first born grandchild graduated from Brush Prairie High School, and she had so many activities and was such a great student, and I knew that Elizabeth was such a great quilter. So I brought in these photos of our total family, and here it is. Elizabeth put it together, and it's a very special quilt.
Thank you for sharing it. Thank you.
All right.
Marilyn's going to share with us some more about the town of Metzger and why we're here today.
And I would like to start off by saying that little did I imagine I would be part of a Metzger community centennial history event 50 years ago, as Dale and I were newlyweds and became residents in our first and residing home in Metzger, Oregon, which is now annexed into Tigard, Oregon. Making it even more eventful, history of events started when the Sturm family roots began in Tigard during the middle 1800s, when Grandpa and Grandma Sturm arrived from Germany to the United States of America.
So you have deep roots here.
Yes, and Frederick and Gottlieben lived in Tigard on 121st Avenue in Tigard, and their house still stands in the original site. And all 5 children were born here in Tigard, and it was called Tigardville at that time. And from their children were born from 1896 to 1903, when Grandpa died at the birth of Gottlieb's. Their last child was born, and that was Dale's father. And Grandpa never remarried, and I thought it was very interesting that he, in 1906, when Lewis and Clark Exposition was in Portland, he had just received his American citizenship.
Wonderful.
And carried an American flag.
That's wonderful, yeah.
So now further memories are reminiscing, and Metzger celebrates 100 years. It started from 1910 to 1912 and beyond, until this day, the 28th day of January 2012. The land claims and railroads were the beginning of the Metzger era.
And how did they come about being Metzger? In 1908, Josephine and Herman Metzger bought land claims in 1908, and they had said when the claims were purchased from Thomas Stout in 1850 and David C. Graham 1850, that it had to include railroad access and railway. Okay.
So then things really began to grow, and the Metzgers also specified that they would donate land for a church and a school and Metzger Park. So that's how we really began to grow. So, let's see.
And then we had a big celebration in October to celebrate.
Yes, we did. And how that came about is that actually Elizabeth and I had that dream, right?
Yes, we did have a dream to celebrate.
And so we celebrated here at Metzger United Methodist Church first in 2010, and had that celebration. So we were already in gear for a centennial celebration.
So we've just been celebrating for 2 years?
Correct.
And I thank you for coming and sharing with us today, Marilyn.
You're welcome. Good morning. This is Doris McCrory, and I'm Marilyn Sturm, and we are here to talk about our Metzger Community Preschool. We're celebrating 42 years of cooperative learning. When Metzger United Methodist Church built on their education wing in 1963, it was decided that we would like to start a kindergarten, preschool education classes. And so in the year of, in 1963 to 1969, kindergarten classes were held at our education wing. And sisters Edna Cotton and Edith Langway were the teachers. Well, in 1970, the founder, Artie Jewell, organized and patterned a school program at our Metzger United Methodist Church to mimic the one that she started at Lentz Methodist Church. And so Doris and I became co-founders with that. And in 1970, Edith and Edna, Edith Langway and Edna Cotton, kindergarten teachers, retired from public teaching, and they joined our new Metzger Community Preschool. And so they were our first teachers, and we still have this program going. And in 1993 until current, Legina Poppert is the preschool teacher and kindergarten at this time. So, thank you.
I'm here with Margaret, and she makes quilts for Linus Project. And how many quilts have you made?
Since 2000, I'm up, the year 2000, I'm over 3,000, about 45 or somewhere in that area.
Over 3,000 quilts she's made for Linus. And you want to tell us about this one?
Well, it's just something I picked up. It's called a ladder quilt, because all the things are going up, and but it uses up an awful lot of scraps.
A lot of scraps.
Yeah.
Yes, and I recognize some of the fabrics.
Well, some comes from Linus, some comes from Scrub Med, and others come from garage sales or wherever I can find material.
And Linus quilters are always open for scraps from anybody who would like to donate them.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
The more scraps, the more quilts.
The more quilts. And Linus is a very special project, and Oregon has, I know, one chapter, and so does Vancouver, Washington. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the kids can't help it. They got problems. When you give a child a quilt, and it's like giving them a new life.
It's something
it's theirs.
It's theirs.
It's bright, and nobody takes it away from them.
Yes.
They go give them to the kids in the hospital or anywhere they've had some kind of a bad experience that really shakes them up.
Oh.
And this is one way of helping somebody and doing what you like at the same time, which is stingy, but
well,
I'm having fun.
And they appreciate it. And we thank you for coming and sharing with us today.
Well, every once in a while I get a card from the child that, the last one I got, the child was in the hospital, said she wasn't feeling good, and then she got this beautiful quilt, and she felt better already.
Well, wonderful.
And that, it just makes your day.
You've touched over 3,000 children.
Well, yes.
Yes, you have.
It's a heck of a lot of kids.
Yes.
Are we true now?
Yeah, so thank you. Thank you for sharing and bringing your quilt
Well, you're
today.
more than welcome.
Okay.
You should have this twice a year.
Twice a year?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we might think about it.
Well, someplace that can bring stuff and somebody's going to get some good.
Some good, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
We'll consider that.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for joining us again at Oregon Quilting. And I have Amanda with me today. And Amanda's going to talk about the very first quilt that she made. So Amanda, what's the first thing that you did?
We got some of the colored fabric and we cut it into the same size as strips, and then we sewed it together, then we cut it in half, then we sewed it back together.
And then we sewed it back together. Did you have to iron it at all?
Yeah, we had to iron it a lot.
A lot, yes, we did it a lot. Well, we have something special for you from our quilt show today. So this is a ribbon for you, and it's from the 2012 Metzger Centennial Quilt Show, and it's for our youngest quilter. How old are you, Amanda?
8.
8 years old, so she's made her first quilt when she was 8. So we have this for you, and thank you for coming. And she's also our Little Miss Chevy cruise-in. We had a cruise-in for our centennial. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
And now we have Nicole visiting with us. Nicole,
Hi, Elizabeth.
glad you're here.
Thank you for having me. I am here to invite the community of Metzger to become a part of our community here at the Metzger United Methodist Church. I was born in this community 31 years ago. My family has been in Metzger since 1958, and we're part of the families that helped keep Metzger Metzger. And I went to preschool at this church. This church has a wonderful history, and but what we really need is for people from my generation and younger to really continue that tradition that we have here of being a community church. We are a really welcoming church. As you can see, I'm dressed in jeans and a sweatshirt. It's a come as you are, you don't have to dress up. And I would really like to encourage people who have small children and even infants to come. Our church is handicap and stroller accessible. We have ramps and handles so that if you need assistance getting into the church, it is there. We also have handicap parking, and plenty of it if you have that sort of a need. And our hope is that if we can get more people that are, in the younger age group, just starting a family, teens and kids, that we can do even more in the community than we do now, because we'll have the people who know about our history and our traditions, and we'll also have younger people to really help do the heavy lifting part of, being a place of sanctuary and mission in our community.
Well, thank you, Nicole. And we'll see you next time on Oregon Quilting.
Dark and dusty, hanging on the sky.
Thank you for joining us today at Oregon Quilting. We hope you enjoyed our program, and if you have a quilt show that you would like to have us visit, you may contact us at our email address, and we would be happy to come and take pictures and share your show with others. So watch us again next time, and we thank you once more, and we thank all the people who helped make this program possible.